So in this video on opportunity related functionality within Dynamics 365 for Sales, we're going to cover off the automatic allocation of incoming opportunities. Now this is one in a series we've done specifically on opportunity related functionality. You can see links to others in the series below, or seeing other suggested content ideas, or you need any help in Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. So let's go into the system and let's talk about automated, I'm going to say lead allocation, but opportunity allocation in this particular case. Now I'm in the opportunities area and I'm actually going to go into the sales insights area to set this up because it's a sales insights feature. So if I click on the change area at the bottom and select sales insights settings, you can see I've got an area here called work assignment. And really what this is going to allow me to do is if we get an opportunity to meet certain criteria, then that's going to get allocated to a certain person or a certain team. And that's how it works. And it's just designed to streamline the administration of new opportunities. And it's designed to get opportunities out to sellers quicker, because if you can get the opportunity out to the seller quicker, the more chance they've got of making the sale. So it's quite a powerful feature. So I'm going to set up a new work assignment rule. And the first thing I need to do is give it a segment. So the rule I'm going to create, or the assignment I'm going to create, is that we're running a specific marketing campaign and I want the opportunities that come from that to go to a specific seller. That's what I'm going to set up here. So the first thing I need to do is specify a new segment, and I'm going to give this a title of RB Test 1. My typing, as you know, is extraordinarily slow, and then I'll give it a priority so we can have a whole range of rules and you can prioritize which ones take precedent over the others. But we'll give that a priority of 1. That's going to go off, and there we go. So then I get a dialog that looks very similar to advanced filters or advanced finds, and I can build my conditions. Now I said I wanted opportunities for where the source campaign was a specific campaign we were running. In this case, we'll call it the charity campaign. So let's just click add. Then I've got the option of add row, add group, add related entity. I'm happy with a row. So that's a row from the opportunity record, and it's asking me to select a field, and I think I said source campaign, didn't I? So let's just scroll down there. There we go, source campaign, happy with equals, but I can choose other parameters I wanted to, and then I'm going to choose charity event. So I'm happy with that, and then I've got the save button at the top here, so I'm just going to save that. Then it's going to say, well done, you define your segment, but what are your assignment rules? So I've got the assignment rules on this tab at the top here. If I click on that tab, that now allows me to create some assignment rules, and I've got an area here called new rule, which is what I'm going to create. And I'm going to call this RB Test 1 again, rather imaginatively. I can add some additional conditions to this if I want to. If, for example, if the potential deal size was more than X, allocate to this particular seller, or less than X to this seller. I'm not going to do that. And I've got quite a lot of options here. I'm only just sort of summarizing the sort of key points here. There's quite a lot of functionality available within opportunity assignment. And you'll see here that I can allocate to any seller with specific attributes. So it might be that I want, opportunities that are for a particular language. I need somebody with particular language skills that might be routed out to them. I can say specific sellers, which is what I'm going to say. Let me just go back and show the others. Team with matching attributes, specific teams. If we've got queues enabled, so we've got quite a range of options there. But I said I want this to go to a specific seller or sellers, and then I'm just going to choose my seller, which is going to be my colleague Mark. And there we go, let's put Mark in there. Mark is the seller, though I could have more than one if I wanted to. And then I've got the mechanism for distribution. Do I want it to be round robin, one to you, one to you, one to you, one to you? Or do we want load balancing, so it's taking into account what they're already handling? It's also potential to take into account availability and their current capacity. So let's save that. So I've created my assignment rule, simple though it is, and inevitably I get my Microsoft wants your feedback at the most opportune time, but we're not going to respond to that. The last thing I need to do on this to make it all work is activate it. So I'll just click activate, and it's asking me to confirm that activation. What I could have done, by the way, but didn't, is I could also attach the sequence. Now, I've done a separate video on opportunity sequences. If you haven't seen that, it's in the associated opportunity videos we've done, so you can see that playlist below. But I could also assign a sequence. The sequence is an automated series of activities. So if I wanted somebody to follow it up, follow the opportunity up in a certain way, or send out certain information, I can set those up as a sequence of activities and append that to the assignment. So again, quite a powerful tool. For simplicity's sake, I'm not going to do that. Now I'm going to change the area at the bottom. I'm going to go back into sales and hopefully prove this is all working. So I'm going to go into the opportunities area. I'm going to click on new, and I'm going to call this charity test, and I'm going to set the source campaign to be charity event, and that's probably as far as I'm going to go for the sake of simplicity. So if we now save that, though that's allocated to me as the specific owner because I created it initially, it's actually going to allocate it across to Mark because he has been assigned these sorts of opportunities that are incoming. Now it takes a minute or two to run, so I'll refresh that a few times. So I've just refreshed that a few times, and now I can see that it's changed the ownership from myself to Mark and allocated that lead across to him, or that opportunity across to him for follow-up. So it's quite a powerful feature. I mean, certainly if you're getting quite a volume of opportunities in, you've got a wide range of different sellers with different skills, it's quite a good way of making sure that opportunities get to the right person quickly. The quicker you can get the opportunities to them, the more likely they are to close the end deal, typically, as a general rule of thumb. And it also takes away a lot of the potential administration around sort of managing incoming opportunities and making sure they're getting out to the right people. So I think it's a really, really powerful feature. It won't suit all people. If you've got quite a simple organization, this is probably going to be overkill, but a useful feature, I think. Anyway, hopefully that explains a little bit about automated opportunity assignment. I'd say it's one of the series we've done specifically on opportunity related functionality within Dynamics. You can see others in the series in the playlist below. Also, if you've got suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. Anyway, thanks very much for your time today, and hopefully see you again soon.